Welcome back to MA Golf Studio. So we have just had a new driver arrive. So it's the Callaway 2026 driver. Come on. So today we will be testing the Quantum Max. We will also be testing the Triple Diamond Max, which is quite an interesting addition to the range. I think that will be quite interesting to see how that performs against the Max. So they've got four options. So you've got your core Max driver, so just a nice playable friendly driver. You've got weights at the back, so if you're hitting it right or left you can have a little tinker with that. You've got obviously all your adjustability on the adapter there, so you can add loft, take loft off, you can do all sorts with that, so that's pretty cool. Then you've got your Max D, which pretty much says what it does on the tin there really, so that's trying to stop the slice off to the right. So if you've got a bit of a banana, then your Max D is your one. Then you've got your Triple Diamond, so that's our low spin compact boom. So if you're struggling trying to keep the ball down and you've got a reasonable strike on the ball, it's going to be slightly harder to hit, but that could really gain you some distance. And like I said, you've got the Triple Diamond Max, so that's trying to combine everything. So you've got your low spin and aggressive and being nice and easy to hit. So I think a head to head with the Max and the Triple Diamond Max could be very interesting. So features and benefits there really. I feel they fused the two models together of the previous ones, of the Smoke and the Elite. They've gone back to a bit more of a glossy finish. I think it looks a bit more nicer behind the ball, easier to square up. You want something that looks the part and you can really smash it down there. Construction, they've fused, so on the face there you've got a carbon titanium face. So the idea is that it gives you better feel of the face, but also generates more ball speed, which every 2026 driver is trying to increase more ball speed and more distance. So I've already done the QI4D and I was swinging it around 115 miles an hour. Oh, see, I wish. So I was swinging it around 95 to 97 miles an hour and it was carrying around that 230 mark, finishing about 250. So it'd be interesting to see how this keeps up with it, what the face does, whether the ball speed will come off faster, how it feels. So we'll do 5 with the Quantum Max and we'll do 5 with the Triple Diamond Max and see which one wins. Right then, let's get stuck in. Right, enough of the talking, let's get some hitting done. So I've got the Frost shaft in there, which is their standard shaft, nothing too crazy. Stiff flex, because I'm such a powerful hitter, 60 grams, mid-launch, mid-spin. Looks quite nice behind the ball, as I said earlier. It's got that smoke look about it, so hopefully it will smoke it down there. It'd be interesting to see what it feels like off the face. Not a bad start, pretty much exactly the same speed as the first one with the TaylorMade. So quite slow to begin with, so 93 miles an hour, carry 223, launch angle 14.8, so quite a nice launch on it, and the backspin there 1,784, so not a bad start. Right out of the middle, felt quite nice actually, felt pretty solid, quite powerful. So good start. Let's get on to the next one. And pretty much the same as, probably hopefully the same as last time. I sort of got up to 97 so we could see the increase. Let's have a go. Oh, very similar. Bit faster this time. 94 miles an hour, still a good strike. Feels like it's got a little bit of oomph there, to be fair. So that's carried 230, almost the same launch, 14.6, 1,698. So very identical shot. So that was good. Just got to try and work my way through the gears and get it a little bit faster. That's right, carried 229. So that's okay. Got potentially sort of, 20 yards of roll on it, so 250, so happy with that. That was bang out the middle. So nice and straight. Obviously swinging it a bit slow today, so 94 miles an hour, but bang out the middle, rolled past the pin, which is at 250, a little bit low, so 11.1, 11.7 with the launch, backspin 1600, so quite an aggressive shot, bang out the middle, carried 219, but had that aggressive roll on it, so that definitely would have rolled out to that 250. Just got to try and get one maybe a little bit faster. I mean, I've just knocked him straight out the middle, so that does help. I mean, it does feel quite nice off the face. It hasn't really gone any particularly faster than a tailor-made or anything. So that's quite a nice shot. Same speed, 94, carried 222. So yeah, it feels nice. It performs quite well. Like I said, looks nice behind the ball, nice and easy set up. I quite like the shape. I mean, Callaway's got a slightly different feel to the TaylorMade. It have a slightly different feel to the Ping. So it is very personal preference. But looking at that, that's quite good value for money there. So efficiency is 1.41, which is okay. So 223 carry with club head speed of 94 isn't a bad effort really. And you've got to think that the people testing these clubs, they're not robots, so they could be having could have had a long day, could have had a really bit stiff. I played yesterday. All sorts of different reasons why the numbers can vary slightly. So right, let's have one more go of this max, and then we'll have a go of that triple diamond to see if it beats it. Bit higher there, so that was a little bit off the top and slightly towards the toe, and considering that was a slight miss hit, that did really well actually. So that was 94, so same speed, so perfect on the speed, as in it's all gone in sync. Strike was a little bit towards the top, nothing crazy, but it carried 229, so for a slight miss hit, that did pretty well. So I'll put the figures up, and then we'll grab a triple diamond max, keep the same shaft, and see what it does, shall we? Right, so now we've got the triple diamond max, so it does look a bit more compact behind the ball, so potentially just that little bit less forgiving. So I've got a 9 degree, I've got the same shaft in it, I put 1 degree on it just to potentially help with the launch. I just think the spin's just going to be a bit too low for me. So, but if you're that person that has that high spin and you like a compact head and you want it a little bit lower, but you want a slightly more forgiveness than the standard triple diamond, then this is the one to put in the mix. But we'll have a couple of hits and see what it performs. It might suddenly, surprise me and do something crazy. So that's a nice shot. Bang out the middle. So it's good comparison. Exactly the same speed. So that's when you're doing a fit or you're trying out a club, you just pick out one, you think, oh, that was the one. That's the one to compare. And that I've just nutted right out the middle. So 1 millimetre away from bullseye. 94 club head speed, so same as the other one. 14.5 on the launch, and the backspin was 1,900. So very similar. So to be honest, with the compact head, then I would prefer the max, where it just looks a little bit more forgiving. So it's a slightly bigger, different shape, just looks a little bit more. Think, well, if I'm having a bit of an off day, then I would say it would be a little bit more forgiving than this triple diamond. So overall, I think the Callaway, they've improved. It's going to be interesting. There's such a great selection of drivers to choose from. So the TaylorMade, they've surged back, I think, with this, the QI 4D. I think they've made a very good driver there. The Ping, we're waiting for the 440K to come so we can have a hit with that. we've got the tightest, so we'll do the G2 review, and then you chuck in the Callaway. I think it's very personal preference. They're all very good drivers, but they do give a slightly different feel of the face. They look different behind the ball, and that's very personal preference to you. So it did perform well. It kept up with the TaylorMade. My speed was a bit slower tonight. That's not the driver's fault, but it kept up in regards to how far it carried. So positive, got to be a thumbs up. So I look forward to seeing you again on our next review.